Hello everyone. Welcome to Just English with me. Don't forget to like the videos and share them with your friends. We look forward to seeing you in the next videos.
Always be silent, cut all contacts, and in-depth exploration. Introduction. The phrase always be silent, cut all contacts carries a profound weight. It resonates with secrecy, self-preservation, and the art of disengagement. While the words may seem harsh or extreme at first glance, their deeper meaning can apply to a wide variety of scenarios: emotional healing, strategic withdrawal, or even a metaphorical rebirth. In this essay, we will explore these words from different angles, analyzing their significance in relationships, mental health, personal growth, and even popular culture. Chapter 1. The Power of Silence. 1.1 Silence as Strength. In a world where everyone feels the need to voice their opinions and document their every move online, silence has become a rare and powerful trait. Silence allows reflection, clarity, and focus. Great leaders, philosophers, and thinkers often emphasized the importance of silence as a way to process information and make better decisions. 1 point to silence in conflict resolution. Silence can act as a powerful tool in conflicts. Instead of reacting impulsively to provocation, staying silent can prevent escalation. Silence buys time, reduces emotional volatility, and can communicate strength and self-control. 1.3 Silence in self-reflection. Introspection and self-analysis thrive in silence. Cutting away external noise allows us to focus inward, confront our thoughts, and find inner peace. Meditation, one of the oldest mental practices, is rooted in silence. Chapter 2. Cutting all contacts, a necessary detachment. 2.1 Recognizing toxic relationships. Not every relationship is healthy, and some connections become detrimental to our well-being. Whether it's friendships, family ties, or romantic relationships, there comes a time when detachment becomes necessary for personal growth and mental peace. 2 point to the art of letting go. Cutting contacts is not always an act of anger or revenge. Sometimes it is an act of self-care. Letting go means accepting that some relationships have served their purpose and holding on would cause more harm than good. 2.3 Digital detox. Cutting virtual contacts. In today's world, cutting contacts isn't just physical, it's digital as well. Social media platforms can amplify toxicity, comparison, and negativity. Taking a step back and detoxing from digital spaces is a modern interpretation of cutting contacts. Chapter 3. Psychological perspective. 3.1 Emotional healing through isolation. When dealing with emotional trauma, isolation can act as a temporary sanctuary. Silence and space allow us to heal wounds without external interference. 3 point to the boundary effect. Setting boundaries often involves cutting off certain people, whether temporarily or permanently. This act sends a clear message about respect, limits, and self-worth. 3.3 Avoiding emotional manipulation. Cutting contact can prevent emotional manipulation and gaslighting. In abusive situations, going no contact is often recommended as a survival strategy. Chapter 4. Popular culture and symbolism. 4.1 Silence in espionage and strategy. In spy thrillers and action films, staying silent and cutting all contacts is often depicted as a survival tactic. Espionage relies on secrecy, and cutting ties with familiar people is often essential for safety. 4 point to literature and storytelling. Many literary characters find themselves in situations where silence and isolation become their only means of survival. From Shakespearean tragedies to dystopian novels, these themes recur often. 4.3 Social media culture versus silence. Modern culture glorifies constant communication and oversharing. Silence and cutting off contact can feel countercultural, yet they hold immense power when used intentionally. Chapter 5. The Dark Side of Isolation. 5.1 The Risk of Loneliness. While silence and detachment can be healing, excessive isolation can lead to loneliness, depression, and anxiety. Balance is key. 5 point to misinterpretation of intentions. When someone chooses silence or cuts contact, others may misinterpret these actions as hostility or arrogance, leading to further misunderstandings. 5.3 Forced silence in oppressive systems. In some societies, silence is forced upon individuals through fear, oppression, and censorship. In such cases, silence becomes a symbol of powerlessness rather than strength. Chapter 6. Practical Applications. 6.1 When to choose silence. During heated arguments. When emotions are overwhelming. When clarity is needed before making decisions. 6.2 When to cut contacts. When boundaries are repeatedly crossed. In abusive or manipulative relationships. When growth is being hindered by certain individuals. 6.3 How to do it gracefully. Communicate your reasons clearly if appropriate. Avoid unnecessary drama. Prioritize your well-being without guilt. Chapter 7. Philosophical and Spiritual Views. 7.1 Eastern Philosophy. In Buddhism and Taoism, silence is often seen as a path to enlightenment. Detachment, too, is viewed as freedom from material and emotional burdens. 7.2 Western Philosophy. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus emphasize the value of silence and stoicism in achieving inner peace and wisdom. 7.3 Spiritual Awakening. Silence and isolation are often part of spiritual retreats and journeys. Many mystics and saints spent years in silence to gain deeper insights into life. Chapter 8. Personal Growth and Empowerment. 8.1 Regaining Control. Silence and detachment can empower individuals to regain control over their lives, choices, and emotional states. 8.2 Clarity and Focus. Free from noise and unnecessary distractions. One can focus on goals, passions, and personal growth. 8.3 Building emotional resilience. Learning when to speak and when to remain silent builds emotional intelligence and resilience. Conclusion. The phrase "always be silent, cut all contacts" is not a blanket rule but rather a situational principle. It advocates for self-preservation, clarity, and intentional living. Whether used as a survival tactic, a healing strategy, or a personal growth mantra, these words carry wisdom that transcends time and context.